Hey, Slater Crusaders, I want to talk about churches opening in the midst of COVID. Grace to you, Grace Community Church. John MacArthur is the pastor. He's one of my favorite pastors in the country. If there was anyone in the church who I would want to be standing up to Gavin Newsom in the state of California, it would be John MacArthur. He's a man who only relies on Scripture for everything he says and does. I heard a good line from Christopher Bedford the other day, wrote an article in The Federalist. He said, if only our Christian leaders had the fiery devotion of the protesters. Anyway, the point is, John MacArthur wrote a blog post on Friday saying that they're going to open up their church for worship on Sunday, so 2 days ago. And they did, in fact, when many other churches aren't. So first of all, the hypocrisy with Black Lives Matter and the church, like, blaringly obvious. You can't go to a funeral. You can't visit a loved one in the hospital. You can't go to church, but 15,000 people can protest for Black trans lives matter in Brooklyn and protest all across the country, and that's no problem whatsoever. I think the moment when it all jumped the shark was in the beginning of COVID, and the nurses were like begging people to stay home. Remember all this stuff? And it was like pretty like, you're gonna kill grandma, my life is on the line, we're heroes, right? And all this, not all heroes wear capes. 2 weeks later, those same nurses are standing on the street outside their hospital applauding the protesters marching by for Black Lives Matter. It's like, what are you talking about, guys? The same people were just lecturing me the other day to stay inside, and now you got, like, the hypocrisy is totally out of control. If Grace Community Church, or if your church, if any church was a Black Lives Matter riot, which committed actual felonies in the streets, the authorities wouldn't even allow it. They'd celebrate it. But it's a church. It's got to be shut down. Can't be a church. But here's what's weird about it, too. The woke cult, the church, that's a cult. It's a church. They got their own hymns. Listen, this was a protest out in Portland. Listen to this creepy hymn. Hands up, please don't shoot. 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 That wasn't creepy at all. Hands up, please don't shoot me. Hands up, please don't shoot me. Listen, I don't know any Christian hymns that sound like that. All right. Amazing grace, how sweet is the sound. Like, that is weird. That's truly like a weird culty thing. Like, that's what you do before like a human sacrifice. Hands up, please don't shoot. Not to mention, Michael Brown never even said that. But anyway, that's a different story. So you get thousands of people holding their phones up in the air and singing that hymn. But in California, you are literally banned from singing in church. You are not allowed to sing in church in California, but you can go ahead and do that. So you can sing Black Lives Matter songs, but you can't sing Christian songs. So, hey, Newsom, I don't know if you want to send out a document telling me what songs I'm allowed to sing. What is the song, Newsom? What does my hymn have to be about, or my song have to be about for you to allow me to sing it? If I sing Amazing Grace, that's no good. If I sing Hands Up, Don't Shoot, that's fine. What do we need to know? Now, if you think I'm being silly, I'm not, right? This is the great Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, talking about what food bars need to serve in order to be allowed to stay open, right? So restaurants we're allowed to open. Bars had to be closed unless you served food. So bars were like, okay, we'll just serve some food. And they were like, no, that's not enough food. Here's Cuomo.
To be a bar, you had to have food available. Soups, sandwiches, etc. More than just hors d'oeuvres, chicken wings. You had to have some substantive food. The lowest level of substantive food were sandwiches.
Okay, God. So if you're a bar that doesn't serve food, you got to shut down. But if you're a bar that sells chicken wings, you're like, I got food now, so it's okay. Nope, not good enough. That is not substantial enough to be considered food, apparently, according to the state of New York. I'd assume, I don't know, I'd assume that also includes jalapeno poppers, mozzarella sticks, bruschetta. Does bruschetta count enough for food? Or is that not enough food? Now, sandwiches count, right? So So if you're a bar and you serve sandwiches, you're fine. So I don't know why you don't just take a couple chicken wings and slap them between two pieces of bread and call it a sandwich, right? But do you see the arbitrariness of this? This is what power-hungry people do when they're given power.
Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Like,
Subscribe. Get more.